Hey everybody, welcome to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your girl Nell, and today is a Dreadlock Love video. You know what time it is, baby. It's time to talk about all things Dreadlock love, care, maintenance, and support, basically. Because we all, if you are on this journey of wearing dreadlocks, micro locks, sister locks, what have you, if you just call them locks, we're all on the same journey. And so this is a day by day type of thing going on with us, right? And we all need the support, we need tips, we need encouragement, we need all the things, because this journey is not one that is an easy, smooth journey. This journey can be fraught with mistakes, situations, things that happens to our hair, changes, and a lot of things happen when we are on the dreadlock journey. So it is very important that we all encourage one another and support one another on this very, very beautiful journey. For me, it is not just a journey of a hairstyle, but this is more so a lifestyle journey for me, a spiritual journey, an awakening of sorts. And I've been on this journey now for, I want to say, 21 years. Yes, it'll be 21 years next month. So I am just really, really excited to be here in the tiny studio. No. I keep saying 21. It's going to be 22 years next month, because my daughter, the tiny studio assistant, is 20 years old, and I started my locks 2 years before she was born, and that was in 2002. So anyhow, it is the morning. When you see this video, it may be Thursday, but it is Wednesday morning for me. And I am in the tiny studio, and I would like to show you what I do in getting prepped for the day as far as with my locks are concerned. Now, I'm usually taking care of this type of maintenance in my bedroom or in my bedroom bathroom. I'm getting ready to show you what I do to get prepared for the day. And usually with my locks, I keep them in a tam, or I use a lock sleeve. And I think for my nighttime maintenance video, which I will show you next week, which will be uploaded to the channel next week, then I'll show you a little bit about how I prepare my locks for the nighttime, for preparing to go to bed. And then you'll get I'll provide some tips, and just let you see what goes on here in my life on this lock journey. This is a very personal thing to me. I don't think that I think I've shown you my washing of my locks and things of that nature. But in the morning time, when I have things to do, usually I wear my tam throughout the day, maybe a few days at a time, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on what my schedule is. Because as my locks get longer, I notice that I would like to keep them out of my way. And especially if especially if I am engaging in activities around the house where I know they can pick up lint, where I know that, especially if I'm cooking or something of that nature, I try to keep everything covered and in one spot. Occasionally, before my husband comes home from work, I may take my tam down and do some things with it, and to get myself fruit up. Because in a lot of ways, excuse me, I am an old-fashioned wife, where I believe that when my husband comes home from work, for being out and about, I do my best to make myself look presentable. And when I say presentable, what I mean is I try to make myself look and be attractive to him regardless of how I'm feeling. I want to remain looking attractive for him. And he really doesn't care. He really doesn't care, but I care. I care because I want him to, know that when he comes in from work that I appreciate everything that he does. And I want him to know and remember what he has here at home as opposed to what can be out here in on the streets or in the world that we live in today, because there's so much temptation out here. And even though my husband is a really good man, a very hard worker, he loves his family intensely, I just feel as a little old-fashioned wife that I want to remind him every day of what he has here at home. So that means that occasionally I do take my tam off. So today it's going to be one of those days where I am, let's say I am this morning. So I'm basically going to prepare. What you see me do right now is basically what I'm going to look like for the rest of the day. And I may spruce myself up a little bit more, maybe put on some lip gloss a little later on before he gets in. Maybe add a touch of fragrance to my neck. So when he comes in for a kiss, he's smelling some really sweet things. All of those, those are really important, just little important things that I have learned and that I picked up along the way. I've been married for 35 years and we have I don't want to say we have a traditional marriage because we don't. We have I want to say a unique marriage catered towards us. Yeah, it's a unique marriage. It's the way that we have carved it out to be. And over the years, I have found that there are certain things that work for me as a wife within our marriage, and there are things that don't work. So I like to, the things that works in our marriage, I like to keep. That's, when you figure out the things that really matter in your marriage and the things that keeps it running smoothly every single day, you want to keep doing those things, and you want to make sure that they are fresh and that they are fresh and vibrant and alive, because that's how you keep a relationship moving forward, and that's how you keep your relationship healthy and remove a lot of the obstacles that come with just being in a relationship full time every single day, day in and day out. And if you would like for me to talk a little bit about the tips to sustaining a healthy, happy marriage, let me know in the comment section and I'll post a video about that. This is like personal business, so I feel a little uncomfortable getting too personal with you. But I have a members only option that if you would like to subscribe to it, please go ahead and do so. Starting next week, I will be posting members only videos, and I'll be getting into a little bit more detail about certain things that happens behind the scenes here in the tiny studio. So let us begin. As I said, this is something that I do off camera in my bedroom or in my bathroom. So today I have on my tam, and I've realized that I'm going to have to crochet some more tams because this weight loss journey that I am on, I am slowly shrinking. And so my head is not as big as it used to be. So all of my tams are ill-fitting now. So I have to make some more. So anyhow, here's my tam. Now I'm getting ready to take my tam off. Do not be surprised at what you may see. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, so here are my locks. My daughter is going to kill me. She's going to be like, Mom, I can't believe you're on camera looking crazy. But I just want to show you what things look like when, as far as lock care, lock maintenance, what it looks like for me every day. or when I decide to remove my tam. Okay, so this is me. Now, the last time my hair, as you see, it's in a style. I went out the house. I went out to dinner and I engaged in some activities with the hubby on Sunday. We had religious services and then we went out to dinner. And so I had my hair in a ponytail, part just a ponytail, a part ponytail, and half of it up, most of it down. So Sunday evening when I went to bed, you know, I did whatever I wanted to do as far as maintenance is concerned, which was absolutely nothing. And I just put a tam on and went about my business. So that was Sunday. Today is Wednesday. So it's been about 3 days. So my hair is in a style. The ponytail was a little bit more on top. But of course, you know, it's been days, been about 3 days, and I've been lying on it and all that other good stuff. And so what has to happen now is I need to take the ponytail down. So how long should you keep your hair in a particular, your locks in a particular style? Well, I would suggest no more than a week, because it can become, a style can become very stressful on your locks. So right now my hair is in a ponytail and I don't use rubber bands or anything like that on it. I just put it into a ponytail with a couple of locks, and that's what keeps my ponytail in place. But you have to be really careful about this because it, like I said, it can add stress to your locks, and that stress could cause thinning. And that's what you don't want, because what do we know about thinning? Tiny studio guests, we know that thinning leads to what? It leads to breakage. So I just I have removed the lock. Now I like to get a general view of how my hair or how my locks are doing, to make sure that they're healthy and that there is no thinning going on. And I like to keep gauge of just the progress, and I like to see how healthy my locks are in the morning. So as I'm going through my hair, I see that everything is doing well. And that's one of the reasons why I am a person who I consider myself to be a semi-free former, which means I am not completely free form, or I'm not a complete free forming lock diva, but I am a semi-free form because I like to wear different styles. I like to put my hair into a ponytail occasionally. And so with that being the case, I like there to be some type of separation of the locks going on, because, you know, I'm tender-headed and my locks are thick. So, you know, for me, that keeps down the pain. Yes. It keeps down the pain, because when you are tender-headed, oh my God, trying to put locks into a ponytail and you are a tender-headed person is a nightmare, especially when your locks are thick like mine. Okay, so I take a general look-see into how things are going. I try not to do any pulling on my locks, and the reason why is because they're dry. They're dry right now. And I'm also not just dry, I'm also noticing that there's a lack of what I want to say, there's a lack of moisture to my locks. They're dry. And when I say that I don't want to pull them apart while they're dry, I want to make sure that before I do any type of separation of the locks, that my locks have some type of moisture in them, because I don't want to cause breakage or undue breakage, unnecessary breakage. Because sometimes when we're pulling our locks apart, we can accidentally pull hair from the lock or from another part of the lock, and this could cause tension and stress on the existing locks or the two locks that you're separating. And when this happens, you know, it can cause the beginning, it could be the cause of the beginning of problems that you may have with your locks. And we don't want any of that. And I know I stress a lot about thinning and breakage and being careful here and there. And I want you to enjoy your journey, your lock journey. I have enjoyed my lock journey. But I say this because I have gone through it. I have gone through doing so many things on my lock journey, which has caused me to have breakage. It's caused me to have thinning. I've had locks fall out at the root because of some of the things and the mistakes that I have made on this journey. And that's why I'm very, very honest and transparent with you about how I care for my locks. It has to be, your journey has to be individualized. It has to be unique unto you, because only you know how your hair grows. Only you know what your hair pattern and texture is like. Only you know exactly how much your hair can stand, how much stress and tension your hair can stand. But on this lock journey, in a general sense, there are certain things that we can do generally that can cause us to have breakage, thinnage, and then our lock journey becomes, you know, it becomes a difficult one because, or filled with anxiety, because everyone wants a healthy set of locks. No one wants to be walking around with, you know, with thinning locks, locks popping out and popping off everywhere. No one wants that. You don't want that. I don't want that for you, because that has happened to me, you know. So when I give advice, I'm giving it from a place of love to you from myself, from me. And you have to take my advice with a grain of salt. As my grandmother says, take it with a grain of salt. If you can use it, use it. What you can't use, toss it. It's as simple as that. So I'm going through my hair and I'm checking to see if there's any breakage or anything. I don't see anything. I'm also looking at the white or the grays of my hair because I want to see, speaking about whites and grays, I've come across a formula of essential oils that, according to my research, is really good for the whites of your hair. And I will be talking more about that very soon. Very soon. So my hair seems to be doing good. It's fine. I'm looking now at my edges, because I have very sensitive edges. I've always had sensitive edges. My mom used to French braid my edges because sometimes my edges will fall out because they're very, very, you know, even though my hair is thin, but on the sides, they're very fine, as you see. They're very fine on the edges. So I'm always constantly aware of my edges and taking care of them. But basically, my hair is fine. There are no smells. It smells delicious because, you know, everyone has their own scent, you know, when their own body odors, their own body scents. And of course, your hair is going to smell inherently like you, but there shouldn't be any smells of mildew. There shouldn't be any smells of must. There shouldn't be any smells of food. Like if you fry some fish, your locks should not smell like that, because what you should do if you're frying foods like fish, which you know can get into, that odor can get into anything. If you're frying foods or cooking foods that you know have very strong odors, then you should always, you should always cover your locks with a tam or a sleeve so that you can ensure that the food odors will not be captured in your locks. So I don't smell anything, of course not. My hair is soft. It's not brittle, which is a good thing because when my hair was breaking, is that lint? No, that's gray. Let me check it out. Yeah, that's just gray hair or white hair. So, like I said, you have to, you have to protect your locks. That's really important. You have to protect your locks. And as I said, go through them to make sure you don't have any lint in them. Remember I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I talked about lint. So you want to go through your locks as I'm doing right now, going through them. I'm making sure I don't have any lint in them because it's possible. It's possible because my tam is made from acrylic. It's an acrylic tam. So of course I could and look, there's lint on the tam. So it's a great possibility that you can acquire lint in your hair, in your locks. So I'm just looking to make sure everything is good. Everything feels nice and healthy. You know, one of the things I really dislike when people talk about locks, one of the things I hate is the misconception that people who wear locks have bugs in them. That just disturbs me because what it says is that, you know, people who that it feeds into that misconception that, you know, that locks are dirty, that only lazy people wear locks, you know, that you know that. And I hate that misconception. I hate it. I hate it with a passion because people by and far who wear dreadlocks are very much indeed concerned about their hair. Okay. And if you find a person who has bugs in their hair or in their dreads or something like that, that is a symptom of mental illness. Okay, that's not a symptom. That has nothing to do with locks or dreads themselves. That's a part of mental illness. Okay, remember that. Now, if you just happen to be outside and you're laying down, you know, like I do sometimes, of course, you know, sometimes you may get an ant or two that have decided they want to crawl on you because, you know, I used to have locks down to my butt. And so, yes, that would happen. But by and large, there should not be any bugs in your hair. If there's bugs in your hair, then for me, that's a symptom of mental illness. And also, that means that there's some type of home maintenance that you need to take care of in your, you know, there's some things that you need to do. But as I said, by and large, dreadlock lovers and wearers, dreadlock kings and divas do not have bugs in their hair. I hate that. It's so crazy, so asinine to me. Okay, so anyhow, I'm going to check the other side of my locks, of my hair, and I'm looking to see if I have any, how my edges are doing. My edges seem to be doing very fine. Did I ever tell you guys the story of how my locks fell out? And it was on this side. They have come back in beautifully, but oh my God, the stories I could tell about this 22-year lock journey. All right, so now that I've done that, I have my spritzer bottle, and inside my spritzer bottle is distilled water, 100% distilled water, rose, essential rose oil. There is tea tree oil in this, essential oil, and there is a smidgen of coconut oil and vitamin E, and that's all in my spritzer bottle here. The vitamin E is basically what I put in my hair or my scalp, and I use it because it helps to give my locks or my scalp strength, and the strength comes from the vitamin E itself. I also use vitamin E on my skin. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spritz my hair. I'm going to spritz my hair with my moisturizing formula. You can make this yourself. You can also add castor oil to this if you're a castor oil person. You can add hemp oil to your daily spritzer. But I use this about 3 times a week. And I especially use it when I'm about to style my hair, because if I'm putting it into a ponytail and I notice that there are some strands, as you saw earlier, where my 2 locks are connecting, I'm going to want to pull them apart and then style my hair. So I use the moisturizer or the spritzer first. Okay, so that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to spritz it. Get my scalp. Going to the back. Pull those locks up and get that kitchen. Get around the edges. And that's how I keep my edges, my kitchen, nice and healthy. That feels really good. So usually when I'm spritzing my hair, I'm not really spritzing the body of my locks. When I say body of the locks, I'm talking about this. I'm not wetting or spritzing this at all, because I have something else I'm going to put on that. But I'm really just getting to the roots. That's basically it. Oh, and I have peppermint oil in here as well. I remember that because I feel the tingle. So after I do that, then the next thing I'm using my own dreadlock oils. And I make this about maybe twice a year, 3 times a year. And I make a big batch and I give it to my children. And they use it as well. It's a light oil. And I'm guessing you may be saying to yourself, well, Nell, what's in that oil? And why is it green? Well, that's because I use hemp oils. Well, I use hemp oil, I should say. And I love using hemp oil. Hemp is also hemp oil, avocado oil. That's really great for your hair as well. And then I get over into the edges. So remember, I already had the vitamin E there. I already have some tea tree there. So now I'm adding the my own oil, my own hair or lock grease, or whatever you want to call it. I want to call it grease. I will call it I call it, though, I have a name for it. I call it Beautiful You. So I'm getting that all into the edges primarily. And you can do this I do this every 3 days. Because as I said earlier, I said that my locks felt dry. And I'm going to get it back here in the kitchen. Now, I love putting on the spritz first and then adding my hair oil formula to the back of it. And then with the oil being on my hands, then I am taking it through my locks. And I'm making sure that it's not a lot. It's a very lightweight formula. So it's going to give my locks a little shine there. Give the body of it a little shine. Make sure I'm getting back to the kitchen area. And like I said, it's lightweight. So that's why when you use a lot of, when I used to use a lot of gels and pomades made for locks that you get from your local beauty supply or Walmart or Target, sometimes when you use formulas like that, it doesn't just have the natural, the natural essential oils and things in it. It not only has the essential oils, but then they have a lot of different chemicals and things in them as well. And what these do, these products can become weighty on your locks, and then they attract a lot of things to your locks that you don't necessarily want. And most importantly, they promote buildup because they have all of those chemicals are in it. With my formula, what I use are just basic natural oils, and the oils are absorbed into your hair, into your hair, your scalp, into your skin, and they are lightweight because I even use them on my arms. I use it on my skin. I can put it on my face because it's all natural, and with natural products, they are absorbed into your skin, so you don't have that greasy feel. You know what I'm saying? That greasy feel, that weighty feel that promotes what did I just say? Promotes buildup. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I get the edges. So I missed the front. I don't want to miss the front. Then if I'm able to pull it apart, just hit that hit the scalp. And this is how I promote, this is the way I promote healthy locks. This is the way to have a head full of healthy locks like this. Okay, so now I'm done with that. I'm going to put the cap back on to this. Move these things out the way. So my next thing is I have a brush. Do dreadlock users, dreadlock wearers, do we use utensils to maintain our hair? Yes, we do. Here is a brush. This is an old brush. This brush has to be 22 years old, if not older. But I love this brush. This was my husband's brush way back in the day. And I kind of stole it from him because I loved it. It felt so good. The bristles are just wonderful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm getting ready to brush my hair. So here I go. And I only do this when I have spritzed my hair, because I do not want the bristles from this brush to damage or to break my hair or cause any type of breakage. All right, so here I go, brushing my hair. And so this is what I do also before I come into the tiny studio to talk to you. This is how I maintain my hair. And I love using a brush, because what the brush does for me is it puts the locks, the hairs, that are not in place or not, how do I want to say that? Yeah, that's what I want to say. It puts the locks or the hair that is not in place, and it helps it, to me, in my opinion, it helps the hair, the new growth, to begin to find a home to lock or to, yeah, that's it. To find, it helps the new growth find a place to go. And so that's why I brush. And of course, for brushing, as my mom says, it stimulates the blood, gets the blood going in your scalp. Y'all see my thin baby hairs? Am I too old for baby hair? What's up with people having baby hair way down to their eyebrow? What's that all about? So that is my maintenance for the day. And I just, brush it a little bit, as you see right here. So when you see me in the tiny studio, my locks are looking nice and shiny and beautiful. This is what I've done to them. Put the brush down, and there you have it. So now, what is my next thing? Well, the next thing I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to decide what earrings do I want to wear for the day. So I have this pair, which features hematite, wood, tiger's eye, and garnet. That pair. Or am I going to wear my hoops, which features wood and lava rock? So which pair am I going to wear today? Well, I don't know, but maybe I'll do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing. I feel like it's a hoops day. So I think I'll wear these. These are some earrings that I designed for an earlier collection of mine. I believe in 2021. 2020 or 2020 or 2021. And so there you have Nell looking great for the day. And that's how I did it. And that's how I prepare myself or maintain my hair, my morning routine, my dreadlock morning routine. And this is how I maintain my locks and how I keep them healthy and looking good every single day, especially when I am not wearing my tam. This is what I do. So stay tuned for my nighttime maintenance routine that I do. And that video will drop sometime next week. But if you have any questions about my morning maintenance routine or any dreadlock maintenance care questions, if you have any questions about this or any other things that I do to maintain my locks, if you need some advice or what have you, please drop down in the comment section and let me know, and I will do my best to address them. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in to Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. This has been a Dreadlock Love video, baby. You know what time it is. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of my Dreadlock Kings and Dreadlock beautiful divas for tuning in. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And please consider becoming a sustainable member of Simply Nell's Tiny Studio. Thank you. I know I've said thank you a lot, but I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of my tiny studio. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for being there for me, and thank you so much for just being you and joining me on this journey. I will see you next time here in the tiny studio. Bye-bye.